Hey, welcome to another edition of Local Focus. I'm your host, Sebastian Noel, and welcome into the show. Before we get to our guest, it's now the middle of district basketball season by the time you're watching this, so we hope you're enjoying all of our coverage here on Proview Networks. Be sure to go to proviewNetworks.com for our live coverage. I think we're doing more basketball games than we've ever done before. Be sure to get your NFHS network pass to watch all those games, especially with district wrapping up, tournament getting ready to start. We have all those games at the pit. You can get all those on your NFHS network pass and go to proviewNetworks.com. Again, if you have any future show ideas or you'd like to appear on Local Focus, tweet at us at ProviewTV or at SebastianNoel47, whether it be an interesting or unique story or just a newsmaker in general. We'd love to sit you down and talk to you here at our beautiful studio in Albuquerque. My guest this week, it was kind of running back you here the last couple of weeks. We had Dorian Lewis, we had DeAndre Williams, and running back you could not be complete without Manzano's Xavier Ivey-Saud. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What makes a good running back?
Personally, I feel like a good running back has vision, always keeps his leg churning, and honestly just having the will to not want to go down. I think that just the drive, the thought of I'm not going to go down on the first tackle just brings any athlete to a different level.
So let's take two of those things. For first, the vision. Where does that come from? Is that something that's just inherently within you, or is that something that develops over time? Is that something that's coached into you? I mean, where does that vision come from?
I believe it's all three, actually. Because some people have better vision than others when it comes to the field, when you're on the field. But when you're doing it so much, it's like practice. You can just keep repetition. Eventually, you start seeing the holes. And coaching, because they see the field from a different perspective, so they're like, look out for this, look out for the cutback. And then when you're just running, your eyes kind of just wander sometimes, and they see the cutback, and it just flows. And all those three things come together and just make it work.
And when did those things start flowing, or when did those things start clicking for you? I mean, when did you realize, okay, I'm really good at this. There's all these guys behind me. When did it all come together for you? At what level?
I want to say my freshman year, actually, high school. That's when my vision really took over. When I was younger in Yaffle, it was more of I could dance, I could do this, that, and I could take off. High school, it was a new level for me, so it was like, okay, I really got to find the hole, hit the hole, and then after that, make plays.
Yeah, we cover Yaffle, and it's everyone just, were you the typical, all right, let me get to the edge, and then
if I got to the edge, I was gone, yeah.
I think every Yaffle play that I think I've ever called the touchdown on, it's the same play. Let me get to the edge and see how many of these poor little kids will miss the tackle, right?
Yeah, or
that's kind of what it was.
All the way back across the field and, misdirection, all that, yeah.
So in high school, those poor little kids are not on the football team anymore. So, right, you're going against some pretty good defenses.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, you talked about your freshman year. Well, first of all, height and weight now versus your freshman year. I mean, you're a pretty big running back, so what was that like your freshman year? What size were you your freshman year?
Freshman year, I was probably 5'10". I didn't hit my last growth spurt, and I was 165 maybe.
So, what kind of runs are you breaking off as a freshman at that time versus your senior year?
Freshman year, I would probably say I had more of a breakaway speed.
Okay.
If I broke up the middle, I was pretty much gone. But I was a little lighter, so I wasn't taking as much hits. It took less people to take me down, less contact to take me down. Now it's more of I could explode through the hole and pick up yards after contact and still break away.
So what does a running back like yourself do in film? I mean, obviously the weights and everything's there in the weight room. We've seen how you've grown. But, I mean, how do you sharpen your craft? How do you get better at your craft? What are you looking at in film? What are you looking at, like when Josh and I are watching football on the weekends? I mean, we're just pounding iced teas and eating food and and cheering for our fantasy team. But what are you doing when you watch football and when you watch film with the coaches to get better at your craft?
One thing I do is criticize myself to the T, make sure, okay, I could have probably cut harder there, that little thing right there. And then another thing is studying the defense. Different defenses, different stunts. If they're set up like this, what coverage they're in probably, who's probably going where. So then as a running back, when you look at the field, you kind of get a feel of where things might go. And then after that, you could make the play as the play is going.
And so do you have some running backs on Sunday that you watch that you are particularly fond of, that you try to model your game after, and who would those be?
Actually, still in this game today, I'm going to have to go with Adrian Peterson, AP.
He's still getting it done after all those years.
He's still getting it done. I love his style. He has like a old, modern type of style. Like it's an olden style, but it's advanced at the same time. And another one, I'd have to say Saquon Barkley. He's a different breed.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's something to watch on Sundays, that's for sure. All right, so we're going to take our first break here, but then I want to get into your junior year, which was obviously a phenomenal season, the championship year, and then your senior year, which didn't start as great from a team perspective, but your numbers were right there both years. And you know, when you guys started to straighten it out, then all of a sudden we're at the games, the cameras were back on. But really, you had two phenomenal years, your junior and senior year. So I want to talk about both of those and much more with Xavier Ivey-Saud.
It's that time of the year, sports fans. It's the 10th annual Garden Swartz Great Southwest Track and Field Indoor Classic. It's February 9th in 2019. The best athletes from across the nation come together for one event. Check out more information at GreatSouthwestTrackandFieldClassic.com.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
All right, we're back with Xavier Ivey-Saud, and let's talk about your junior year. Obviously, that was a magical run to the championship. Did you know right away? I mean, when did you guys know, hey, this is a special group, we got to take care of business, we got to stay healthy, and we can do this thing?
I think that's the vibe that we had from the beginning of the season, summer workouts. We're like, we're this team, this class right here, this group right here, we're going to get it done. We can get it done. And it took us there.
And when do you think, well, I remember when I know when I was convinced. Can you guess which game convinced me?
Would it be the Rio Rancho game?
Yeah, it would be that beatdown you guys put on the Rams.
Yeah.
Now, Rio Rancho, you know, that was a good year for them. Obviously, they're always a pretty solid squad under Coach Howes. You get to that game, it's a Saturday game. You know, first of all, anything special when you play a team like that that's, you know, considered one of the top teams, or is it the same old, same old?
Oh, definitely not. There's always a different, you know, vibe going into that game. That game, we were like, you know, they beat us twice the year before that, previous year. Took us out of the playoffs, and I was like, everyone was like, man, we're going to come out and we're going to smash on these guys. We're putting everything into this game. Like, this game, that was our championship game, honestly, to us.
And then you didn't just beat them, but you stole their lunch money. So like that got out of hand quickly. What was that like on the field when you're just delivering a beatdown like that?
When I tell you, it was great. It felt great. But I knew that game was something else when our coach at the time, Coach Adcox, he said, we're going to put 50 on these boys. And Coach Adcox is not the person to try to put 50 on the team. He's one of those humble people. He's going to start putting 2s in.
Right.
No, Coach was like, we're going to try to 50 these boys. It was something different. It was personal to us.
Right.
So that game was a game.
So you're hanging a 50 burger on these guys, and you let anybody know? I mean, is there any particular guys on the defense that you talked to a little bit after the play? Maybe is there anything you can share with us about that?
You already know I had to talk to Mr. Banks himself.
Right. What did you let Keyshawn know?
That he's still a monster. That he was still destroying our line every chance he got, but we came with it this time.
And now, how special was that year? Not only as from a team perspective, but you had a special teammate, obviously, in Jordan Byrd, who's playing on Saturdays now. And I mean, a team with weapons like that, with Jordan and you, that's got to be pretty special from your perspective. I know it was nice for us to watch, but what's that like for you guys at practice, during the games?
We had a different chemistry, honestly. It was a great bond between us, and I think that's what excelled us as a dynamic duo. But actually, I feel like we were a trio because you can't forget about my boy Erickson. With us three in the backfield, I think our chemistry and our bond that we created made us unstoppable.
Now, you guys had another out-of-state transfer that hardly ever saw the field. I felt like he could have been starting for a lot of teams because he got into a couple of the Manzano games I did. What was his name?
Mr. Pringle, Keon
right.
Pringle. Yep.
So, what's practice like when you got studs like that on the same team? Who's winning those races?
Ooh, those races. Keon, he had more downhill. So if it was a straightaway, I don't know. I might say Pringle might catch him. He'll keep up with him, definitely.
Okay.
But in practice, it was a lot different because you had two different styles of backs.
Right.
You know, I had more of a vision,
right.
and he was more powerful downhill. So I think we should have definitely utilized him a lot better and a lot more. I feel like we could have both rotated and spread the carries evenly between us two and got the job done.
All right, now really what I want to know is how many times did Jordan say, hey, after practice, let's go 100 meters? How many times did that happen?
Never.
Come on.
Never.
No, never?
I learned my lesson my first year running track. I remember we're doing 100 meters, but we're really working on our starts.
Right.
I'm lining up. I'm like, all right, I got this. I'm mentally preparing myself to race Jordan Byrd, fast kid in state. Line up, coach, go. I thought I was gone. First 2 steps, boom, boom, boom. I look, kind of review, I don't see him. Oh, I got him. I'm doing this. Like, I'm beating Jordan Byrd. Next thing you know, and I just stopped. Look, he's gone. I was, wow. All right. After that, I don't think I've ever ran another 100 meter against him.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. All right, so playoffs, your junior year, take us to the championship game. Kind of take us through that.
Championship game, it was big. Going against Cueva, second time, you know, we knew that they were going to come out with everything that they had, being that we beat them to a close game last game. And I remember first play, I broke up the middle. Boom. After that, well, of course, I got caught. You know what I'm saying? I got caught. And then after that, just the vibe, the energy for our team, that I think that started us. That right there drove us. And it was like, we're in for a game. And then big plays after big plays. I remember them scoring. They came down again. They were about to kick a field goal, blocked the field goal. And after that, that was the turning point in our game, I think. I think that right there won us the game.
Now, I think a lot of people thought it would be a close game, but did you anticipate it being such a low-scoring game?
Yes, I did. I felt like the number 1, number 2 defenses in the state,
right.
Of course, is going to be a low-scoring game. Number 1, number 2 offense going against each other, it's going to be a battle.
And then a little bit of extra motivation because everybody hates La Cueva. Is that a thing? I mean, is that a real thing?
I'm starting to believe it is. I think it is a thing. I don't know. Every person I've talked to is, La Cueva. Something about La Cueva. I don't know.
So and they're not district mates anymore now, right? So you can say you're the last district opponent to hang a championship on them, right?
Yes, sir.
So post game, I mean, take us through celebration. What's that 24-hour period like after you win that championship?
It's unbelievable. It's a feeling like wow, we really did that. You know, thinking back to summer workouts, and for most of the seniors, it was like wow, since kids we've been dreaming of this. And for me, it was like, since I was a kid, I've been dreaming of, playing in the state game, winning the state game championship. And it feels unreal. You live in the moment, but then it's like that moment, you have to take a step back and really be humble and like, wow, everything that I've come from to this point has just been amazing. The journey's amazing.
Okay, and then I want to fast forward to the next season. You look around and Jordan's not here anymore and Erickson's not here anymore and the faces have changed. I mean, what's that like? Being one of the holdovers from such a dominant team and a lot of seniors leaving. What's your first mindset at the beginning of the season there?
I think everyone had to get in the mindset of last season was last season. We're a new team. We're a different bunch. This next senior class has to step up as a senior class and really take the lead. And I think that's where we had to come together.
And then you had a coaching change. So what's that like? I mean, a lot of people will watch this and they might go through that at some point in their high school career. What's a coaching change like?
It is a little different, being that, Coach Accox, he was offense coordinator, offensive perspective, he was more offense. And then Coach Martinez coming in, who is a defensive coordinator, more defense. You get different perspectives, different vibe, different energy, but I felt like Coach Martinez did everything in his power to keep us together as a team and let us know that everything's going to be okay. And I think he took the role very well. And
the season starts, and there's some guys hurt. There's some guys that Coach Martinez disciplined, and things like that. So you get off to a rough start. I can be 100% brutally honest and say when I came back from two-a-day coverage, and we talk about everywhere where we film, and I'm like, that looked kind of rough out there. Now, granted, that was the first day. We hit you guys first. But talk about the beginning of the season, the rough start.
It was a rough start. First game, we got blown out by Cruces. Head out to Cruces, their homecoming game. Got blown out. It wasn't expected, being returning state champs. It was a rude awakening for everybody, the team, the coaches. It was like, okay, we really need to come together and figure this out.
So did doubt creep in there at the beginning? Like, hey, maybe we lost too much? Or what's going through your mind at that point?
It wasn't doubt. It was awakening that we need to get out the mindset that we did lose too much, that we're still a team, we're still the Manzano football program, and we're gonna go out there and perform and work our butts off.
All right, we're gonna come up on our next break already. It's coming quickly here. So I want to come back, and then I want to finish off the rest of your senior year, and then we'll talk about what's next for Xavier Ivey-Saud.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
This is Coach Borrego of the Charlotte Hornets. Hello to all you parents out there in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I want to congratulate 38 years for the AYBL. You guys are doing a great job. You've shaped a lot of lives, young men and women, and you'll continue to do that. Parents, get involved, sign your kid up. It's a great program. It helped shape who I am today. helped shape me as a basketball player, as a coach. So get out there, sign them up. Have a great season. Good luck to everybody.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Manzano's fabulous running back, Xavier Ivey-Saud, is my guest this week here on Local Focus. And we're right in the middle of your senior year, or towards the beginning, I should say. When did you guys start to play well? When did it start to come together?
I would say our big turning point was the Volcano Vista game. It was a great game. Everyone doubted the fact that we could stay in there with them because they were already predicted to make playoffs, be a good runner for state. And we went in there, we played a well of a game, and it came down to the last 30 seconds.
What changed? I mean, was it just a matter of getting everyone healthy, getting everyone in the lineup, building some chemistry? I mean, what sparked your guys' turnaround, do you think, at the end of the season?
The unity. We had to come together as a team, as individual players. I think that's where it really came key. We not really separated ourselves from the coaches, but we came together as athletes, as players, as brothers, and said, we need to make a change, and we need to go out there and just put it all on the line.
Now, one thing that didn't change is you carried the rock all season long. So, I mean, does anything change from your perspective, or as the back, is it just, hey, keep giving me the ball, the rest will come together? I mean, what's your mindset?
No,
because there's team mindset and there's individual mindset.
Yeah.
What's the individual mindset?
Individually, I wanted to just give anything and everything I had to my team. In the beginning of the year, I actually played both ways, played safety a little bit, and that was just because they needed me to play safety. I played defense when I was younger, but it was a while ago. So really, my mindset was, I'm going to give my all, you guys give your all. There it is.
So then you lose a heartbreaker to La Cueva at the end there, 24-23. What's the mood like at the end of that game? Obviously, tell our audience how that game ended if they don't know.
Came down to the wire, really. We went down the field, scored, tied, 23-24 at that point, and our quarterback was out that drive. So he's also our field goal kicker. Couldn't kick the field goal. Backup came in, cold legs, wide right. And after that, couldn't come through, finish that last drive, and we couldn't come down and score in the game.
And at that point of the season, that's still, big bad La Cueva on the other side, and you guys had them. So was that a shot of confidence, or is there no such thing as a moral victory at that point? Or did that help you guys that, hey, look at it, we can play with anybody, let's get this going?
Yeah, it was definitely a confidence booster. It was really like there's no team that could stop us but us. We're our biggest threat.
Then you get Clovis in, and Clovis had just impressed us the week prior, or 2 weeks ago, where they were in town playing somebody else, and they looked decent, and they looked good, actually. Well, you guys shut Clovis out. Take us through that game.
Defense was just everywhere that game. Defensively, they were just flying sideline to sideline. Offensively, we came to a rough start. I believe first drive we threw a pick. Second drive I think we threw a pick also in the end zone. But defensively is what held us in that game, and I think defense held offense accountable and built us to let's not worry about those 2 interceptions, not worry about not scoring, and we just came out and finished.
And then you beat El Dorado pretty easily, 47-30. And a lot of people don't know, I think, a couple of points. You guys came within a couple of points of being district champs, right, when everyone was playing everyone in the last week?
Yes.
So what's your mindset heading into the playoffs? What is Coach Martinez telling you guys? I mean, are you guys feeling pretty confident at that point?
We're feeling pretty confident, but Coach wanted to, what he says is a slow, what does he say? A slow burning enthusiasm. So he wants the steady pace, don't get too high on that roller coaster. Don't go too low. Nice, steady. So going to playoffs, nice, steady.
Slow burning enthusiasm. I like that, Coach Martinez. I like that. I'm going to tell him about that. I like that. So you handle Rio Rancho pretty easily, 40-14, and then you run into Cleveland. Take us through the Cleveland game.
Cleveland, I think that game we came out unprepared. I don't think we came out there ready to play balls to the wall football. I think we came out a little timid at first. Defensively, I feel like they came out strong. Well, actually, correction. They didn't come out strong defensively at first. Third quarter, they held them. They maintained them the whole third quarter. They didn't score, shut them out that whole third quarter. Offensively, we couldn't catch. We couldn't get the ball thrown where it needed to be. And I think really it was a self-defeat that game.
Right. And so your junior year, 23 touchdowns, 1,631 yards. Your senior year, 1,677, 14 touchdowns. Individually speaking, a fantastic career at Manzano. So what's next for you?
As of right now, I'm taking it day by day. And, honestly, just going day by day, just playing my cards right. Hopefully, I can get looked out by others. Right now, talking to Eastern, might go out. Well, I am going out there the 18th of January for my final visit. I've already been out there previously just to watch a game, though, but this is the final visit.
And so a lot of locals at Eastern, a lot of good local players at Eastern. I mean, how do you see yourself fitting in there? Is that something you're looking forward to there at Eastern? You see a lot of familiar faces?
Yes, definitely a lot of familiar faces, but their offense is a little different for me. They run a wing T, the fullback set. I would be the fullback. Coming out of 3-point, I haven't done that, so.
Well, you know, they get some real athletes like you. Maybe they run a real offense. Who knows, right? They might ditch that wing T. So you never know. I mean, I'm just saying. He's not saying. I'm saying. You know, they get some real athletes down there. Maybe they run a real offense. You never know. So, all right. So look back at your time. Who are some of the toughest guys you went against defensively? You could name a top 3 of guys you went against defensively.
Top 3 defenses or top 3 players, individual players?
Individuals. Yeah, individuals would be good.
Individuals. I'm going to have to say Keyshawn Banks.
Okay.
Definitely was one of the best defensive linemen I've played.
And what made him so good? Was it just the fact that he was a monster, or what? I mean, what made him so good?
Everything. Size, speed, power. It was just a great combination between everything.
Okay.
And I would have to say another Ram, Elijah Goodwin.
Okay.
He was a different type of strength, like unbearable strength, craziness.
Okay.
My third, I don't know, third.
I noticed no one in that district ever mentions a district opponent. No matter what. I've had a La Cueva Bear on, they'll never mention an Eagle. I've had an Eagle on, they'll never mention a Bear. It's just something about that district, man. They always go to the other district and mention someone else. I want to thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. It was a blast to cover you these last 2 years. I know Adam and I, we had some fun watching, and good luck in all your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Join us again next week. Thanks, everybody. Good night.